Hi guys, I think this is the best deck to start learning and min-maxing your playstyle in Pokémon TCG live or in person, but of course this deck in person costs some money to buy, while it's not being in the meta the best right now. Still a very good deck to learn and maybe play on some casual nights in person too. Now let's look at the list and my explanation of it, after which I will also show you some clips of the gameplay, and hopefully you will learn to love this deck as much as I do. Even though it's simple, it gives you some min-maxing potential that you can really optimize your plays, so much so that it gets very fun. Now, our main attacker, Paldean Tauros, attacks for 40 damage for each Tauros in play that has damage counters on it, which means for its additional copies on the bench, or the Tauroses, the colorless Tauroses, also having damage on the bench. So this normal Tauros is probably usually a bench sitter. You don't want to attack with it, you only attack if you have like a really weird position that you have to attack with him and it gives you a prize card or something. But in general, you attack with Paldean Tauroses most of the time. Additional Pokemon that we include here is Tatsugiri. It doesn't attack, we don't have the energy for it to attack, but it has an ability that lets us draw supporters. It's our, well, it could be our out to late game Ionos. If someone plays a hand disruption, if someone plays a hand disruption card on us, then we can push it into the active spot after one of our Tauroses gets KO'd, draw the supporter to have a hand to play the game still and have a chance to win. It has to almost always has air balloon on it that we play, and it allows it to retreat for free. Sometimes you can retreat it for 1 energy of fighting energy, and that happens if you already have a Paldean Tauros ready to attack, just as the Tatsugiri would retreat. The only other Pokemon that we play is an Emolga. It deals 10 damage to the active Pokemon and 10 damage to each of the benched Pokemon, which means ours and the opponent's Pokemon. That means our Tauroses get damage on them, which means our Paldean Tauros will deal a lot more damage. We finally get to use its main bread and butter attack, and yeah, it happens usually in the early game, the attack with Emolga, when you have to set up our Tauros's damage on them, right? And one important thing to mention, it's also our pivot. If it stays on the bench, it has 0 retreat cost, but you also don't mind if it gets KO'd by the enemy, because it's also sometimes an annoying bench sitter. We have air balloons to make other Pokemon into pivots. Sometimes I like to pivot as Tauros because it's always a bench sitter, and sometimes if Tatsugiri is in play, you can also pivot with Tatsugiri with air balloon. Now we only play fighting energy, 7 fighting energy, because it makes you able to attack with all of our Pokemon that we want to attack with, which is basically Paldean Tauros and Emolga, sometimes with the normal Tauros in some edge cases. Now let's talk about trainers, because we already talked about Pokemon and energy. And now our main way to put damage counters on the Pokemon, on the Tauroses, is by playing Risky Ruins. Each time you play a basic non-dark Pokemon onto your bench, you place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, which means our Tauroses will have damage counters on them, and they will be very... our Paldean Tauros will be very scary with that attack. 40 damage per each Tauros that has a damage counter on it. We play a bunch of supporters, draw supporters, 2 Lily's Determination, 3 Iono, 2 Professor's Research. These are our supporters that help us go through our deck, because we don't really have any more draw support that digs into our deck, so these are the main ones. We play Penny to maybe pick something up, like Emolga, maybe Tatsugiri, to have an additional Tauros in play that has damage on it, to boost our Tauros when we're talking about boosting our damage. We also play 4 Premium Power Pros, so that means additionally our Paldean Tauros can, for each Premium Power Pro, attack for 30 more damage. But beware, it only works with our Paldean Tauros, our main attacker. It doesn't work with Tauros, Tatsugiri or Emolga in any way, because it only gives attack from your fighting Pokemon damage. But it's your main attacker anyway, and we're fine with that. We also play 2 bosses and 1 counter catcher for gusting effects. Sometimes we can't just KO something, so we have to gust something else that we can KO. We usually take 1 hit, so 1 hit KOs, so we're fine with... I'm fine with playing that split. We play some recovery cards like a Rod and 3 Night Stretchers, because usually we want to have something from the grave right now, and that's why Night Stretcher is pretty good. Like 1 Paldean Tauros gets KO'd, then we just pick it up from the discard pile, and we already play it, and we have ways to search energy. And yeah, this is a nice split that I like. Next one, to going to boosting damage, there's Brave Bangle. It works when put on any of our Pokemon, because they don't have a rule box, any of them, and you just do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. That's important to remember. Small caveat there, it has to be a Pokemon EX on our opponent's side. Now, energy, getting energy, let's talk about this. You have 4 fighting gongs, you can draw into 7 energies naturally, of course. You'll get 4 fighting gongs, with which you can get Paldean Tauroses or the energy. So it's our out for both of those things. If you naturally draw into a Paldean Tauros or an energy, you can get the second one with Fighting Gong. It's very good. That makes Arvin searchable, all the Paldean Tauroses and the energy, but also if you play Arvin and you have energy search in your deck, play it first. Always play it first. This is part of the min-maxing, because energy search only gets you an energy. So if you know you're gonna get energy, instead of taking Fighting Gong, you take energy search. We play 2 air balloons also, to just make a pivot of not Emolga, basically. So the Emolga already has a free retreat cost, so we don't have to put an air balloon there, remember that. But our Paldean Tauros, Tatsugiri of course, or our normal Tauroses, which the opponent can gust into the active, and we can't really do anything with them. I really like having air balloon ready to place on the Tauros, the normal Tauros, or just already placed on one of them, so I can easily pivot into something that I want in the active at that point. Secret Box, the Ace spec, is of course very good for many things. It can get you the supporter that you want right now. It can get you into the item that you want to play, so either you want a fighting gong, the nest ball also I didn't talk about, which I will talk about in a second. You can get Brave Bungle or Air Balloon, so you have two choices, two of each as a Pokemon tool, which is also very good because it just helps set up your board. And of course, it also allows you to draw the only stadium that you play, the Risky Ruins, so it's just another out, apart from drawing into Risky Ruins, but like naturally, it also allows you to get it through Secret Box. It's very useful. It's a very useful aspect because you can also search it with Arven. So you first Arven for Secret Box, you have even more outs for your Risky Ruins, which basically is best kept to stay in play as long as you can, because it just lets you put the Tauroses in game and they just boost your attack all the time. Now, the Nest Ball. Also, searching your Pokemon, you can search with Nest Ball any Pokemon that we play, but I would search for normal Tauroses or the Tatsugiri or Emolga first. If of course for Tatsugiri and Emolga if you need them, because if you don't need them, you don't have to bench them. So, why I would search for the normal one here? Because for the Paldean Tauros, you have an out of Fighting Gong. You can usually set up all of the 4 or if one is priced, 3 Paldean Tauroses in play on your bench, while the normal Tauros will be harder to find. So Nest Balls are for basically other Pokemon that Paldean Tauros, and it's like the best usage. Also, if you don't have to play them, don't play them, because later on in the game you can super rot your fallen Paldean Tauroses and you can still bench them with Nest Ball or with Fighting Gong while getting something with a Stretcher also, and just set up your board again from the discard pile. And of course, Arven, I already talked about it. You have Air Balloons, you can search with it and just make some Pokemon pivots, and Brave Bungles for more damage. And one last inclusion, 2 Team Rocket's Venture Bombs. It's like an interesting card. I don't find myself using it much, so I am kind of thinking about cutting it, but it also doesn't always carry something negative with its effect, because if you flip heads, then you just put 20 damage on some of your opponent's Pokemon, one Pokemon, and if you flip tails, you put damage on your Tauros, which can be undamaged, right? And boost your own damage also. 20 more damage, well, it's best to use Premium Power Pro for 30 damage, but there are some niche scenarios when you could maybe snipe something that eluded you for 20 damage and also win that way. It's just a very good list that you can really get into and like really min-max your way when playing it. I really like it, and I hope that my gameplay that will be played right now for you will also make you want to play it and try it out for yourselves. Enjoy! Okay, welcome YouTube, if you're watching. I don't know if I decided use this particular game. I'm just warming up, and I'm actually a little bit ill, but I think it's gonna be good. Okay, we get 2 Tauroses. Our opening hand. I think we want to put, depending on what we do. I'll go with this one. My thinking there, because I'm with Tokis, okay. They can mess up our price trade. Oh yeah, now I got it. Unfortunate. But I can. I could. We didn't play Body Puffin. I could dunk him with Frisky Ruins, Tauros, and getting another Tauros from Fighting Gong. I can't now. Well, anyway. I don't think we actually need to put a Morga here. What I was thinking back there, by the way, was should I put Tauros on this or this one? Because I thought I will need to put balloon on either of this one, and I would rather have a balloon on this one. It's not an attacking one. This is an attacking one, right? I think what we do is we actually use everything our advantage so that we can get rid of. Okay, 3 towers. I should have price checked there. Doesn't matter too much. And Lily, I could have researched, but we might have been stuck there after that. Okay, we have more outs to the Fighting Tauros, so we take this one. I think. We'll still have space for this, so there are 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one is priced, the fighting one. I have 4 Arvin, 1 in hand, so 1 Arvin. Research times 2. No, it's not priced. Lily's determination priced. I have my 5 energies. Okay, so 1 energy. Arvin. It's honestly fine. Okay, we go attacking. We're attacking into the draw engine, taking prizes from the first turn, hoping actually. Oh, we also get an Iono. Could be useful. Get rid of shaving, it's not gonna be needed, right? I have a nice stretcher for fighting energy. Ooh, iron bundle. This is not very good. Well, I know him for that, I guess. Or maybe Arvin, I don't know. Yeah. Just get an energy. Energy search. Unless we want to secret box here. I could get rid of Brave Bangle. Right. Although, okay, I get it out of the deck. What else do we get? Saying I don't need that. I don't need Bangle. Okay, I get an easy dab. I wanted to take energy tablet, or what it's called, energy search from the deck, Gets rid of the energy surge and get 1 energy. We would still have... oh, are we leaving? Yeah, we're leaving fighting gongs for energy searches, or to fill up our bench spaces with Paldean Tauroses in the future, when we super rod them back. So this was a good call. We would get the Abra with the energy, KO it, then he would have to push the second Abra into the active spot. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable retreat. Let's go next. Okay. Okay. So it's a good start. The first one in the active spot doesn't have to be like these towers will deal. Wow, I just have to bench another towers with damage, so I just need to find a stadium to right away KO Ekans, because it's actually weak to fighting. It has a resistance to fighting. Okay. So I think we're getting the Mola here. Are we? Kind of bad for these monkeys getting damage, but what can you do? Honestly. Let me... I thought I've cleared my phone from any... Well, I think we have to go with this. Otherwise it won't make any sense. The question is, do we Arvin or Balloon? Yeah, I think we do. Does this need... yeah, it does need energy. So I think I'll just grab this. I know I want energy. Okay. Okay. I can bench a lot of Tauroses here, because this is my plan. Just start raiding. I was thinking about Tatsu there. Yeah. If he gets my Emolga, this is... okay. Okay. Let's bench. Okay. Take this. Don't Ayano. I can Arwen for energy. Oh, will not be damaged. Yeah, I think... I don't want to give him... maybe energy? Energy and Tauros. And KO. Go from there. let's do that. Oh, I can also take this. That is how I should have gone about it. Not need this one as much. I just secret box this away, this away. This away for now. I mean, no other alternative. I play research next turn, possibly. I can just take Lily. Risk ruins for sure. Balloon sure. And I need an energy. And this is how we do it. No. Rescue ruins. Energy. Why risky ruins now? I just thought that he gets KO'd, he doesn't get an additional Pokemon from Artisan. And I've pushed the damaged one because pushing because they give damage to him, he doesn't give damage to anyone, so he should get KO'd first. This was a little bit of a misplay on my part to not sequencing it right, and this is what this deck can teach you. It can actually teach you to sequence properly, even though the skill ceiling isn't that high. Like you don't have to be a master to basically play this deck and play it well. Okay, I don't need to research, I don't need to do anything here. I can just wait. Do I take an energy and put somewhere? Yeah, sure. Can do that. Board state will be better. There we go. Save a air balloon for him, for our opponents to, if he counter catches like my Tauros, he needs to have an air balloon to have an out, otherwise he will just get me with Monkey Doris. Synergy acceleration with damage, have placing Pokemon with damage and then just try move as much as he can and KO me, which is problematic for me after that. Okay, he pushed Toxtricity. AFK? It might be. It's totally winnable for him. But since I didn't Ion him, we've held off of that. He just rage quit, I think. Another dub. 2 in a row. So I think, oh no, okay, I've spoken too quickly. Okay, we top deck a boss. Could have taken a boss from secret box. Maybe that was displaying taking it. It's okay. I don't want him on my bench anymore. Okay, gets the cards off. What does he do? Time I'm seeing the guy. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent can't play any Pokemon that has an ability from their hand, except for Team Rocket's Pokemon. Okay. Attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. I just KO him back. Not a good attacker into me. Sad to say. Okay. Can just bench this, we have a good hand. We actually don't need anything. We're good. So I'm just gonna continue taking the prizes in our matchup. I don't know, a pretty wacky deck, I would say. I mean, it counters somewhat decks with abilities, but this is on a stage 1. I mean, if there's a cornerstone Ogre Pawn swinging into him, and he just takes him out. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this deck. It has Monkey Doris, so you can win with, for sure. But I'm not a fan. He knows me. Alright. Sure. Another Arbrook. Okay. He's hitting for more. Okay. Get rid of it. Do I want Late Stretcher? Not really. I can play Arvin as a supporter per round, get back my air balloon, and I have Iono. Think I need anything, honestly. I can just waste the Premium Power Pro. Do I have anything to get back? Energy. Oh. Counter Catcher is useless here. Yeah, I think getting rid of Premium Power Pro is pretty good. Having oh, I need 3 prizes, so 1, 2. Can't take this. This one dies, surely. Take this. Get the Arbrock. And he just gets 1 card. This is GG. Opponent. He even uses the rescue board instead of an air balloon. Toxtricity, for example, and thrown with rescue board can't retreat without energy. Have to waste 1 energy. So air balloon be better in this deck for sure. Air balloon is just better rescue board. Like, hardly any question about it. Yeah, one place, but doesn't really matter. Yeah, just swing. We don't want to Iono him. We can't nest ball. We wait with air balloon for something for one of our Pokemon to be pulled into the active spot to get it back on the bench and push something that can attack. We even have an unnecessary basic energy. Yeah, I want to waste Brave Bungle on one of my Pokemon. So if the game would be still going on, I can see I would have a problem a little bit, but we just do that. Honestly, would just attack. I will not BM our opponent. I was thinking of what I would do, like nest ball, but then we have Artisan. Actually, we want to waste a nest ball here. I think we don't want to steal Ion on our opponent. Yeah. We won't BM though. 2500 damage, 360 only for our opponent. I think his deck was too slow. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this. The gameplay, I wasn't playing perfectly, so that shows you even with some practice I still make mistakes here. I am not a pro player by any means, at least at this point. Try it for yourselves and check if you do make or do not make any mistakes while playing this deck. Well, anyway, if there are any videos I have already that will be recommended, they will be somewhere here or here. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, give me all the criticism you want, because I'm just starting. And yeah, see you in the next one.